And we are back with another video, and today guys I've got something very special for you. We're going to talk about a little something called the Gauntlet Challenge, more formally known as running the Gauntlet. Now this website was set up in 2013 and the basic quote, it says, "Running the Gauntlet is a test to see if you can stomach the depths of the internet. This site is not safe for work, it contains adult related content, you must be of legal age in your country to proceed. Prepare yourself." So you know some shit's coming up. Okay, and what it is, in simple terms, it's a variety of 20 videos. Each one gets progressively more gorier, more disgusting as you go along. And it's just a mix of gore and porn. That's all it is, really. I mean, it basically it just starts with it's basically videos from things like Best Gore, Live Leak, That's Fucked, and contains some of the classic shock videos. It's basically a website for those edgy kids who want to watch gore for the first time. So I'm going to take you through that today, guys. I'm going to take you through each video, explain what it's about. There won't be any screenshots. Well, there might be screenshots, but there certainly won't be any footage of it, because I don't want to lose my YouTube channel. It's early days. We'll cross that in a year or so. So, without further ado, grab yourself a Coke, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now guys, as I mentioned in the first little bit of the video, this whole thing will include graphic descriptions of videos such as porn and gore. So if you don't want to hear about any of that, you might as well leave it off. So let's begin with video 1. Beginner, level 1, arm break after 2 chicks arm wrestle. Level 1 really does start off with a snap. Haha, no pun intended. The video focuses around a group of people who are sitting around 2 women arm wrestling, or about to arm wrestle. The 2 women have their elbows and arms awkwardly placed on the table as the crowd cheer them on. The women then start the arm wrestle, and lo and behold, the coloured, I'll call her coloured woman, her arm snaps completely like that. I mean, that's the best I can do it without actually breaking my own arm, but yeah, it does that to the side, and yeah, you can see her bone literally want to exit out of the body. And yeah, it really does throw you in at the deep end. I mean, as a beginner video, this one really does disturb me. We don't do broken bones. It's not. It doesn't look nice, and I've never had a broken bone myself, and it doesn't look like it feels very pleasant. That's all I really have to say about that, apart from the fact it looks like it's from somewhere in redneck America. That's all I'm going to say. The group appear to be very drunk by the looks of it. So yeah, when you've had a few to drink, it's a bit difficult to judge whereabouts you put in your body parts. That sounds so wrong. Shit. Beginner, level 2, jackass paper cuts. If you've seen the Jackass movie from 2002, then you know full well what I'm talking about. The papercut scene from Jackass is probably one of the most iconic scenes in the Jackass sort of series of movies and programs. Basically what happens is, with a piece of paper, they slit in between the fingers and the feet. You know, because it's Jackass, it's just typical Johnny Knoxville, Wee Man, Ryan Dunn sort of things. It's you know, it's not really a shock video. I mean, all Jackass things are shock videos really, like drinking your own sweat and shitting and pretending to be a mountain and shitting explosive diarrhea everywhere. It's one of those really iconic Jackass videos. I won't show any here because it is pretty cringy. It's not terrible, it's just part of the movie. Overall, it's more humorous to watch rather than painful. I mean, if you think about getting a paper cut in between your toes and fingers, it doesn't sound too pleasant really, but it's nothing that, it's definitely not much worse than level 1. Beginner, level 3, Russian roulette knife cup test footage. Now the next video is called Russian roulette cup test footage. Now this is a video of a man who's doing a magic trick. Basically he's got 4 cups in a circle, and one of them holds a standing up knife underneath it. Now the thing this guy is attempting to do is to twirl the cups round and round as quick as he can, and then hit his hand on the top of a cup, ultimately squashing the cup. But it all goes dreadfully wrong. In a shocking 1 in 4 chance, the man manages to spin the cups and whack his hand down on the cup with the knife in it, with the knife ultimately stabbing him through the hand. And yeah, this is where it gets good. This is the gore and porn section we're reaching now, guys. We're actually reaching new heights. Yeah, it's filmed in potato quality anyway, so you can't see much of it. You can see the blood coming out of his hand, you know, the knife sticking out. He's screaming, obviously. But you can just see the blood coming out, and it's graphic, but because it's filmed in such potato quality, it's not very shocking really. Also, it looks like it's filmed in Russia itself, so I wouldn't be surprised. At the end of the video, the guy's there. He's okay. He's there with a bandage around his hand, and he's laughing at the camera. So yeah, props to him for not running to the hospital straight away and freaking out. Easy. Level 4. Japanese puke lesbians. Oh boy, here we are, our first disgusting fetish video. This is 2 Japanese women, obviously turned on by vomit. It's a very short one actually. The basis of the video is one woman gets a dildo shoved down her throat and then proceeds to be sick all over the other woman. Disgusting, right? Not only is she sick all over the other woman, she is sick inside her mouth. Yeah. Yeah. It's a very weird colour actually. Why am I talking about this? Holy shit. It's a very weird colour. If you like milk, I do not recommend looking this video up while you're drinking it, because yeah, you won't want to drink milk ever again. It's like 2 girls 1 cup, but reversed. Easy. Level 5. Woman stabbed in broad daylight. I just had to take a shower after talking about that one. Felt pretty fucking dirty, not gonna lie. Yes guys, we have again evolved into just pure gore. Now, this one, a woman got stabbed in broad daylight. Now, this is a horrible one. It's horrible to watch just because it basically starts off with the woman's already on the floor, and there's a guy wearing a black hoodie over her, and he's going to town on her. He is really giving it that, and he must get at least, I don't know, 30 stabs out before the video ends. Now, one thing that is shocking about this is that the woman actually survived this attack. According to some reports I've seen, and according to this on here, it's her ex-lover that did this to her. I'm not sure what the story is. I'm not sure if it was a divorce or if it was a breakup, but this guy, he looked so mentally unstable, like just digging into this woman with a knife. But yeah, people were around him. Bear in mind, this is in broad daylight in a busy street, okay? There's at least 4 people around this guy, you know, kicking him, punching him, trying to get him off, and he's just not budging. It doesn't seem to affect him whatsoever. But eventually he does get pulled off, and miraculously she gets up. She's absolutely covered in blood. She must have been stabbed in the head as well, and she gets up covered in blood and manages to get away from the scene. And then it ends there, and I just think, what the fuck? What the fuck, honestly? So yeah, if fucking hell, watching that, you just think to yourself, is this really? This is humanity, okay? This is humanity. It really does make you lose your faith in humanity. Yeah, it's again not filmed very well. It's very potato quality, luckily, because you don't really want to see that, you know, in high definition, you know, with iPhones and cameras and stuff like that. It's a shocker for level 5, a proper shocker for level 5. I wouldn't recommend looking it up unless you want to completely lose your faith in humanity. Easy. Level 6. Man crawls out of burning car. If you guys have ever seen or been in the aftermath of a car crash, then you know it's not great, and sometimes the outcomes can be extremely horrible. This video is a car crash that's happened. Somebody's crashed into a lamppost, or a street lamp as some of you may call it, and the car's completely ablaze. It's on fire, there's smoke everywhere, there's people gathering around this white car on the road, and it basically, I think somebody's off to the side, and I think they've died. They're gone. And it pans over to the front of this car. Like I say, all the smoke's coming out of it, all the fire. You know, I don't know why the fuck you'd record instead of trying to help somebody, but that's people for you. All of a sudden you see these arms come through the front of the car, and this guy, obviously in great pain, forces himself through the front of the car. He's on fire, the car's on fire, but he manages to get himself out of there. He rolls to the ground, and you think, fucking hell, is he dead? Because it's very unlikely that somebody's going to survive a terrible crash like that. Especially how the car looked as well. The car looked like it had been crushed, to be honest. So as well as the fire, there's that as well. So this guy crawls out, falls to the ground, and thankfully he's alive. He is alive, obviously with very bad 3rd degree burns, and he's obviously in very great pain. But this video, it shows what the human body can withstand, like bloody temperatures like that, been set on fire, and it's fucking mad. It really is. Easy, level 7. Babies run over by train in Mumbai. Now, this one actually includes a toddler who is running across the tracks, and he ends up falling into the he's not running across the tracks, sorry, he's running across the platform, and he ends up falling into the tracks. So people run to the side of the tracks and they try fish him out, with their hands. They try and grab him out, and all of a sudden one of the trains comes and it runs him over and he dies. Now, it showed the aftermath as well of this, and it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't nice to see. The thing that surprised me the most was the fact that it was in level 7. It shouldn't even be in level 7. It was more like level 16, level 17, even level 20 plus, honestly. It was that bad. And it even showed the aftermath as well. And that was just awful to see in itself. It shouldn't have even been on the Gauntlet in the first place, hence why it was probably removed. Medium, level 8. Escape artist drowns, failing to escape a nude trick. This video includes a escape artist, or a wannabe escape artist, inside a bathtub filled with water. Now, she or he is tied up. The arms are tied up like that, and the legs are pretty much the same, but up in the air. Now, the escape artist is underwater. Her body, her torso, or his torso, and his or her face are under the water with the legs sticking out. Now, the artist tries to wriggle free. Her arms like that are basically behind her knees, or are they in front? No, they're behind. So there's a camera view looking down, and you can see the arms behind the knees. The artist tries to then get her arms, or his arms, over the top of the legs to unlock the handcuffs, if I'm not wrong. I'm not very good at magic, so the best thing I can do is I don't know, I can't even do magic. Now, in the process of doing this, they ultimately start freaking out. They start splashing around the bathtub, and it just gets wild. And this goes on for maybe 2 minutes, at least. It's a 2-minute video, and eventually they stop moving, and the legs just sort of flop to one side, let's call it. So yeah, there's no Houdini type bullshit in this video. It's just somebody trying and failing miserably to do an escape artist magic trick. Medium, level 9. Snapping turtle feeding time. Now, I actually found this one more interesting than disgusting. This is snapping turtle feeding time, and it basically features 2 mice underwater and a big ass turtle. Pretty cool, right? The turtle then proceeds to grab one of the mice in its mouth and, using its little tiny hands, or whatever you call them, rips the mouse in half. Both of them, actually, on 2 separate occasions. The mouse actually survives this. One of them does anyway. There's a white mouse and a grey mouse, and the white mouse survives it. It's a little bit weird to see. It's like half a mouse trying to swim up to the surface, still alive, with its guts falling out. Definitely cringy, if you ask me. But yeah, this snapping turtle, it just shows you how strong snapping turtles really are. And they're not nice creatures. Like, they are horrible. They're like, just think about the most toxic person you can, and then times that by 10. That's a snapping turtle. It's the best analysis I can make of it. Well, yeah, this video it was more sort of how other species basically eat their prey. It's life, and that's all it is. Medium, level 10. Botfly larvae in kitten's eye. Do you like animals? Me too. In level 10 shows a video of a poor kitten with botfly larvae in its eyeball. Yeah, all it is it's a surgical procedure showing somebody with tweezers taking a huge larvae out of the kitten's eye socket. Now this kitten's got no eye on the left side, so when they pull it out, it's basically just a hole. It's just a hole, and a botfly larvae has managed to home itself in there for some reason. But yeah, this is one of those yucky ones where you sort of feel sorry for the kitten. Look, the kitten was okay. The kitten was okay, but it did look to be in a great deal of pain after and during the procedure, and yeah, I can't imagine the pain that it was going through with this huge larvae stuck inside its head. Level 11. Caught between a train and the platform. Yes, we do of course have another one featuring our Indian friends and their special ways with trains. Now, this video starts off with a man stuck on the tracks already. I don't know why he's down there. He looks like he was attempting to commit suicide, possibly, and then had second thoughts about it, wanting to get back onto the platform. Either that or he fell off somehow. I mean, it was a pretty empty platform, so there was no way he could have fallen onto the platform in some kind of busy scuffle or something like that. So this guy's down on the tracks, and again, people are shouting at him, saying the train's coming, get back up here, you know, that kind of thing. And people are just watching him. Nobody's trying to help him back up. They're not helping him. Bear in mind, this was filmed years ago, before the virus hit. But we're not going to talk about the virus in this video because fuck Corona, am I right? But yeah, this guy's on the tracks, and all of a sudden a high-speed train approaches, and you can probably guess what happens. The man is crushed against the side of the track, and I'll probably reenact this actually for you guys. You're gonna see some really sexy shots, by the way. God, okay. It's the best way to do this. Move this out of the way. He's stood on there, arms like that. The train whizzes past him, he gets crushed, and then he basically does that. So yeah. Hard. Level 12. Hot iron on penis. I have absolutely no words for this one, okay? This is just a video of a large man, completely nude, with his penis on an iron board. A lovely lady, a lovely blonde woman, decides to grab an iron and iron his penis. That's all I've got to say. That's the weirdest. I'm not trying to kink shame, but that's the weirdest kink I've ever heard of. I've got absolutely no words. It's not even bad, it doesn't even look bad, it's not that shocking, but I suppose the feeling of a hot iron on your Mr. Small down there, I can imagine that being quite painful. But yeah, whatever floats his boat, I guess. Hard. Level 13. Man has terrible jump off ledge. Do you remember when I told you at the start of the video to grab a Coke and enjoy? This is probably the part where you should probably add some vodka to that Coke. Now, level 13 features a silly man who decides it's a good idea to jump off of a ledge into some water. Now, the shocking thing is that this ledge is about 100 foot tall, 100 foot in height, and there's a huge rock below this ledge. So chances are he's not going to clear the rock, and he doesn't, and he ends up splitting his whole face in half on the rock. Great, right? Doesn't sound painful at all. So it shows him hitting his face on the rock and hitting the water, and like the Jaws movies, the blood slowly fills up the water, and the water turns red. And then it shows the aftermath. Oh boy, the aftermath. The man is literally unrecognisable. He looks like one of those chicken monsters from Half-Life 2, if I'm going to put it one way. So just think about that, covered in blood. And that's, yeah, the doctors are also trying to basically glue his face back together, so it's like split down the middle, you know, split down there. And yeah, you can't see any part of his face whatsoever. It's gruesome, and it's gory, and it's the start of some shit. Hard. Level 14. Old woman's eye socket teeming with maggots. Now this is one of those videos where you watch it and you think, what the fuck, right? Basically, it's an old woman who is asleep. Well, she's awake actually. She has her eyes closed and her left eye socket has a bunch of maggots in it. It's like she's got no eyeball in there, but there's a bunch of maggots, and there is blood all over her face as well as her eyeball. And the disgusting part is, one of these maggots just comes crawling out of her eye socket down there. It's just awful. And then they start picking the maggots out of her eyeball. And yeah, the maggots are basically stuck inside her eye. And bit of a gruesome detail here, but we're no stranger to that by now. When they're plucking them out, they sort of unstick themselves. So it's like peeling glue from your hand, except it's maggots inside your eyeball. Hard. Level 15. Penis drilling. Now, due to unpopular demand, I will not be showing you an example of what happens to this man's penis. Now, it's very short, this one. Like his penis. Oh gosh. Yeah, it's a short video of a split open penis. There's no blood or anything, it just looks like a nice tender raw chicken that's been cut. I mean, it would probably put you off chicken breasts for life. But yeah, basically this guy, his penis is split open in the middle, and he proceeds to put a drill inside the middle of the split open area where his urethra should be, and drill into his ballsack. Now, of course, this is another weird fetish video on this list. I mean, where would we be without weird fetish videos, eh? Nowhere. The internet would be nowhere without somebody putting something inside their penis or bumhole. But yeah, it's a video the world is really, well, could really be better off without. There's not much more to say about it really. It's just a guy getting excited with a piece of building equipment. Insane. Level 16. Animals skinned alive for fur trade. If you know who PETA are, or the PETA, you know full well that they will go to the other end of the world to make everybody a vegetarian. Now, it's no surprise that PETA would release a video like this showing the disgusting process of skinning an animal for fur trade. Now, the video basically starts off, not actually sure what animal it is, looks like raccoons or something like that, and it shows people smacking raccoons in the head so that they get knocked out. Now, there's a woman talking in this, in some sort of interview thing, but I didn't have the sound on, so I don't know what she said. But that's not too important, really. The important stuff is the gruesome shit that we are being forced to witness. Now, it goes on to show somebody skinning a raccoon alive. You know, its arms or its paws and its legs are tied up and it's stretched across a pole, two poles, and it's been skinned. And then it shows the aftermath of the skinning with this raccoon still alive. And yeah, I like the kitten botfly larvae video. This one's a little bit disturbing because it's animals, and animals haven't done anything to us. I mean, yes, it's not the best way to collect fur. It's pretty inhumane if you ask me. But it's Peter trying to make a point. Level 17, Asian dick cheese. I shouldn't have watched that again. Oh, God. It's fucking disgusting. I hate this one so much. How do I talk about this without throwing up? Oh, God. So, in this one, it's another Japanese one, of course it is, and it's another one of those fetish videos. Are you surprised? Because I'm not. There's this penis, obviously, and a woman is about to perform fellatio, and she rolls back the foreskin and unveils some Dairy Lee cream cheese. Yeah, I can't talk about this. Yeah, so she proceeds to clean him up with her tongue, swallowing the contents. Yeah, if you like Dairy Lee, I don't recommend looking this video up. I can't even think about it, it makes me feel sick. Holy shit, I need to stop talking about it now. Insane. Level 18. One man, one jar. Now this video is probably one of the most iconic shock videos to ever exist. This is one man, one jar. If you've not seen it before, where were you as a kid? Oh, God, I've seen this video so many times. You know, people showing it to me, saying, hey, look at this, this is shocking, it's been talked about all over YouTube. It basically features a man who's got a jar on the floor, and he proceeds to squat down on it, inserting it into his anus. Now that's not all. The jar breaks inside his bumhole, and he bleeds out. Now, not only that, but it shows the aftermath of the jar breaking. It just shows him getting the glass out of his anus. Now, he's bleeding pretty badly, but as the story goes, after this incident, there was a lot of blood on the floor, okay, and I'm not even sure, he'll be shitting glass for years. He actually put on some clothes and went to work that day. How? Like, mate, your asshole is literally ruined, okay? You're not going anywhere but the hospital, pal. I think this was in Lithuania somewhere, which is, yeah, you don't hear that about Lithuanian people. Yeah, it's certainly one of the classic shockers, and it probably doesn't disturb me quite as much as cheesy penis. Let's move on. Insane. Level 19. Mexican cartel beheads man. Now, alcohol really does come in handy here, and after a few drinks I can finally talk about this video. This one is a beheading video, and where would a challenge be without a beheading video? Based in Mexico, and if I remember correctly, I watched a video about it and apparently it's a news reporter or a journalist or something that's been captured by this Mexican cartel, and they basically behead him. The strange thing about this video is this guy, what happens is they make him talk to the camera first, and then one of the men, there's 4 of them around him, the man on the right, he gets out a blunt knife and he just starts cutting his throat. Now the bad thing about this video is, well, everything, except he's alive right onto the last little bit of muscle on his neck, and it's bad. It's very fucking bad. Like, this video is so hard to get through, just because of how graphic it is, how it's filmed. So he's fighting to stay alive throughout the whole ordeal, and he doesn't die until they've literally chopped his head off fully, and it is completely fucked. It really is. This is the worst video on this challenge by far. So once they've done that, the body falls to the ground. There's blood everywhere, of course, and they get his decapitated head and they place it next to his dead body, and that's basically it. It's it's a difficult one to get through. Extremely shocking, definitely. And yeah, it's taken a couple of years just to get through talking about it. Insane. Level 20. 3 guys, 1 hammer. Oh god. This video went on forever. Oh my god, right. From the start, video features 2 men. One guy is on the ground, and 2 of them are above this guy. One of them proceeds to, first off, hit him in the face with what looks to be some kind of saw. So he hits him in the face about 5 times with this saw blade thing, which gets his face ultimately bleeding badly. The other guy holding the camera, then he's got a knife or a screwdriver. I'm not going back to watch it. He starts stabbing the bloke on the ground in the torso with his knife or his screwdriver. He does a bit of digging into the torso of this guy on the ground, and yeah, he's recording himself doing this, by the way. It's bad. This is really bad. Probably not as bad as the beheading video, but we're not rating them. After that, he strips the man's torso and starts stabbing him in the chest. Hard. And I mean, not just like lightly, but he's really going for it, you know? It then cuts to his mate's face, who's smiling at the camera, as his mate stands and starts watching the guy behind the camera dig the screwdriver into the man on the ground's eyes and face, and then stabbing it brutally through his eye socket. After this is all done, the man's still alive. This is probably a 3 or 4 minute long video, and it felt like a lifetime watching it. I've never watched the full video before, but watching it now, I just think this is 4 minutes of this man's life we're watching the last 4 minutes of this guy's life, and it's absolutely terrible. It really is. So yeah, the smiley guy who smiled at the camera a bit earlier on, this is where the title of the video comes from. He's got his hammer and he hits the guy on the ground 3 times, murdering him. And yeah, people will say, oh, it's not that bad, it's just your typical shock video. While it's your typical shock video, it's still absolutely disgusting. And this is another one of those where you just lose your faith in humanity. Now, I've not looked so much into this one, so I'm not sure if these killers were ever found. You'd have thought so, considering this guy's face was literally on camera. One of the guy's faces was literally on camera. So you'd have thought somewhere, wherever this was, this guy would have been found and hopefully put in prison for life. And that concludes the Gauntlet challenge, guys. Now, that was difficult. Some of them things were really difficult to talk about, honestly. I don't think I've ever felt so uncomfortable talking about something on the camera before, as some of these videos that I've had to put myself through to talk about with you guys today. I do it so you guys don't have to. Yeah, honestly, the last 3 or 4 videos were just something else. They really were. Now, I do know some of you might feel like commenting, oh, these aren't so bad, there's worse things out there. They're bad, okay? They are bad, no matter what anybody says. Anybody, you know, getting stabbed or whatever on camera in pain, it's all bad. Even the very first video we talked about, it was bad. It was bad. Yeah, I think the one that disturbed me the most, though, definitely the Asian dick cheese. Oh my god. Just no. No, I can't even talk about that. I will never watch that video again as long as I live. So yeah, level 17. Nah. No. As a normal human being, I would have quit there. Okay. So yeah, that's basically it. I've spent the last 5 days trying to make this for you guys. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I mean, it's not going to be completely perfect because, you know, I've been working. I work 8 hours a day. I come home, I focus on this. But I've enjoyed doing it. So if you guys have it in your heart to subscribe or even give this video a like, it would be absolutely spectacular. I've thrown a lot of effort into this and enjoyed doing it in the meantime, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing me dying inside for the last 45 minutes. So with that, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.